Hey all you sons of bitches, it's time to get frisky for a third time. And Knuckles, look, I forgot about the holy first day of April until a few short days ago. This talentless hack was hogging the sweet gaming rig talking about oxygen and raccoons or some shit.
Hey, I work hard on this.
So time is short. Despite spewing out 2 of these dumbass videos already, I have decided to waste time making another one. But this is where it all ends. This is the last waifu list. Because after 30 separate entries, I think it is safe to know where my fetishes and degeneracies lie. Disclaimer, this list is fact, not opinion. If you want to dispute my proven scientific facts, please leave as toxic a comment as possible in the comment section. YouTube did not actually remove comments. However, we can prove to them that it was a mistake. If you have no disputes with my genius, leave a comment anyway. They are good for the YouTube algorithm. Anyway, it is time for the top 10 fictional characters that are the most fuckable, that were not the most fuckable last time, or the time before. Suffer. Number 10. Shantae. No, her grandfather. Actually, I think this is her uncle, but it does not matter that I forgot his name, so Google is useless to me, because he is extremely attractive in a comparable way to a rock. If it had massive sex appeal, I would typically go into excruciating detail. However, let's assume you already fully know why Shantae's gruncle is a hunk, so we can move on instead, you fucks. Number 9. Gabon has finally blessed us with Half-Life 3. So while we all shell out for an index headset to play the game of the decade, we can reflect on what the series has given us. Not waifus, that's for sure. These character models are horrifying. Dr. Kleiner is my sleep paralysis demon. I want to chuck him off a cliff with a gravity gun. Please Volvo, let me live my dream of not only that, but also making sweet love to the G-Man. That may not even be his name. It's something that some hacker man read from the game files. That makes him sexier. I love men of mystery. And what do we know about him? Absolutely nothing. Is he some government experiment? The milkman? A self-insert for Gabon? Considering the rate that they release these games, we will never know. He is most likely the god of this world and just wants to fuck with everyone. Hopefully I'm one of those people. Number 7. While we have already discussed how much of a hunk King Dedede is, there is a clear second place winner. Spark Kirby would send the FBI to my front door, and I have already received several visits for just mentioning his sexiness. I mean hotness. You know what? Let's change the subject to me tonight. The true best grill of Kirby. He is another man of mystery. But unlike Half-Life, Kirby games are actually released within a reasonable time frame, so we know much more about me tonight. How relatable. His hobbies include piloting a giant ship, swordplay in a very scary and threatening way, and making sure Kirby does not accidentally destroy the universe. What a great father figure. MMMMMM. In the anime, he even has a wonderful Spanish accent. A true man. Especially when he takes off his helmet accidentally, he may secretly be a Mandalorian. Number 6. The irresistible Zekinator is finally getting his time in the spotlight. After all this time, I have left all of you waiting, but it is finally time. Actually fuck you. Ricky is best Xenoblade grill. This may be blasphemy in certain circles, but look at how around this man is. He's like a living teddy bear. I love him. In a sexual way. His fur is probably exquisitely soft. I'm probably a furry, which is no surprise to any of you given the previous video essays. However, I have to be real with you. This magnificent god is also 40 years old and has 6 children with his presumably gorgeous wife. At least she probably would be gorgeous if I was into that kind of thing. So while I cannot say that I can actually sleep with Ricky, I would do so given the consensual non-cheating chance. This furball is the only Xenoblade party member to have canonically had sex. What more do I need to say? Number 8. Oh, you thought I forgot number 8. You thought I was robbing you of another entry. I forget nothing. But you clearly do. Did you forget about this indie gem? Of course you did. Only 16 million people played it. Pokemon Swish had plenty in the waifu department. There is no argument there. We were gifted with the likes of Rayhan, Leon, and most importantly, Tarkstricity. However, I'm not a furry. So instead I will talk about Hop. I love his tsundere attitude. Constantly flirting with me by giving me tips on how to improve. Yes, I do know about type advantages. How thoughtful. Given the opportunity, he would probably punch me in the face for saying anything relating to sexual attraction. I love it. I'm trash. I love that I'm trash. Number 5. I finally played Persona 3. It sucks balls. But now that I have played it, I can say it with utmost certainty. I want to fuck whoever the fuck this guy is. However, because Persona 3 sucks balls, I have not finished it. So no spoilers in the comments. Instead, post spoilers for Persona 6, seeing as it has yet to release. That's what you get for looking at the comments before watching the video. You fucks. I would hold him in my arms until the day he dies. Not that they would kill off the main character anyway. He is a magnificent and immortal god. Regardless, this man, whatever his name may be, is the driving force for me to continue the garbage game that is Personal 3. It takes a tremendous amount of willpower to do something like this, so send me your energy in the comments. I don't know where I'm going with this, so let's move on before I embarrass myself any more than I already have. Number 4. Oh, you assumed I was done talking about Pikmin? I typically have a 1 per franchise rule, to keep it as diverse as possible. Because this entire list would be with Luigi and that is not fun. Except for me. So now the actual waifu. You know what? Let's keep things suspenseful. Try to guess who I'm talking about. And don't cheat by fast forwarding through the video. Trust me, I will know. This man is sophisticated. I love someone who can make me feel like utter garbage by just being in the same room as them. Now you may be wondering how such a person can be so high. Well, it is obvious. So, I will leave you with this hint. He has been an honorable mention in a previous analytical discussion. It was Stunfisk. Do not kink shame. Number 3. And Knuckles. It is Knuckles. My stupid joke was obvious. La Knuckles is a dumb baby. I must protect him. And he can also protect me. He is obsessed with guarding his giant emerald, and he does an excellent job of it. What's wrong with wanting a man who can protect? While he would rather flex his muscles, the great emerald's power that was discussed previously allows him to feel. All swole men are just big softies underneath, and it is amazing. Except for Doom Guy. He is nothing but anger and violence. However, we are talking about Knuckles. Except we are not. Number 2. At the end of the day, there is nothing sexier than a man who can provide. And what better family man than Tom Nook? Now, you may be wondering why I'm labeling the villain of Animal Crossing as a providing family man. However, he is not the villain. He is the edgy anti-hero that all boys drool over, while he constantly asks you to take out loans to increase the size of your house. There are no interest fees and no due dates. Not even a down payment. This man is a saint in the reality industry. You could literally not pay a dime on your house payment and he would give no shits. What a sweetheart. There is a compassionate, caring soul underneath this Mr. Krabs-like exterior. He is a misunderstood work of art and I would marry him right now if I could. A true waifu. However, this man is only number 2. However, before we get to number 1, a word from our sponsor. However, it may be a little obvious. However, like all videos on YouTube, this video was sponsored by a sudden attack on an enemy by troops, aircraft, or other armed forces in warfare, a dark area or shape produced by a body coming between rays of light and a surface, and a traditional story sometimes popularly regarded as historical but unauthenticated. Now, I have never been much of a mobile gamer, but forget everything you think you know about mobile games, because a sudden attack on an enemy by troops, aircraft, or other armed forces in warfare, a dark area or shape produced by a body coming between rays of light and a surface, and a traditional story sometimes popularly regarded as historical, but unauthenticated is one of the most ambitious RPG projects of 2019. Has just been released, and will change everything. Just look at the level of detail of these characters. If you use the code in the description you can start with 50,000 silver and join the special launch tournament, and you better hurry, because it's getting big fast. You can play for totally free with the link below on your smartphone. Now that I'm done chilling out to a sudden attack on an enemy by troops, aircraft, or other armed forces in warfare, a dark area or shape produced by a body coming between rays of light and a surface, and a traditional story sometimes popularly regarded as historical but unauthenticated, it is time to reveal the best waifu of all time. Number 1 exclamation point 11 exclamation point 11 exclamation point 111 exclamation point exclamation point exclamation point exclamation point. It is finally time for the big finale. A waifu so amazing that they were not qualified any other time. But I will now make the exception. Waluigi is a goddess that I do not deserve, which is why I could never have him. However, the advertisement brought out the number 1 entry as well. Yes, the entire game of a sudden attack on an enemy by troops, aircraft, or other armed forces in warfare, a dark area or shape produced by a body coming between rays of light and a surface, and a traditional story sometimes popularly regarded as historical, but unauthenticated is the greatest waifu of all time. Why they advertise on YouTube so much, and pay so much money, that they have probably helped more creators on YouTube than YouTube themselves. A real hero and a real waifu. I love you. A sudden attack on an enemy by troops, aircraft, or other armed forces in warfare, a dark area or shape produced by a body coming between rays of light and a surface, and a traditional story sometimes popularly regarded as historical but unauthenticated. And so, the trilogy comes to a close. However, a few more honorable mentions. Shrek, again, because it is still Shrek. Paul Rudd because he is still way too overqualified and I do not deserve him. The meme man almost made the list, however, he lost in the end because he would date this list more than its mere existence already has. Ridley because who wouldn't want to settle down with this terrifying monster? And finally, Will Luigi. For obvious reasons. However, he lost in the end because I shelled out for the extra cash. A Valve Index and RTX 2080 Ti are not going to pay for themselves. This has been that meme assassin guy. Be sure to rip and tear that subscribe button like it was a doom demon. After you subscribe, be sure to click that bell for notifications of every new upload because the YouTube sub box doesn't always work like it's supposed to for some reason. Like the video as well, especially if you actually enjoyed this awful masterpiece. And please leave your best waifus in the comments below and I will maybe tell you why they are actually trash. Goodbye, I'm totes eating myself away now. I have better ways to waste my time. War.